I think the previous slide, you saw that how the importance of IPRs is there, that how IPRs became important because of the global competition. And all MNCs are competing with each other, and all companies in the entire world, whether it is small, medium, large, or MNCs, all are competing with each other. And as you know that Darwinian principle, survival of the fittest. So those who are having, everybody is running, who can run fast without any hindrance and intelligently will be able to win the race. All companies are doing it. All countries are doing it. All countries are trying to push the private sector organizations, private sector companies, because it has been well established in past 50 years plus that the government organizations cannot function commercially. Look at the Air India. It has been on sale for such a long time. So many public sector nationalized banks started incurring losses because of the some kind of a difficulties faced in uh, you know making them accountable. So when the accountability is less, then and the fear of job is zero. No, unless you do some bungling. See, nobody can be sacked in the government sector on account of inefficiency. Only thing is one may not get promotion, but nobody can be sacked. So because of this thing, the commercial organizations cannot be successful in administration bureaucracy. If you are not competent, you are not clearing the files. If there are 3 crore cases pending in different courts in the country, uh, you know uh, they say okay, we are doing our work. If there are if the decisions are not taken, files are not cleared in the government for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 years, then they are not accountable for it, because it is inefficiency. So on basis of inefficiency, nobody can be sacked. But in the private sector, if you are inefficient to this extent, you cannot survive. Forget about the promotion, you cannot survive. So when the entire world is competing with each other, all companies are competing with each other. So when the Chinese patent filing started rising very fast, and the Chinese goods started getting uh, exported to India in bulk, then in that scenario, Government of India thought in 2016 that we should have a national IPR policy, and that is how the committee was set up in 2014, 14 or 15. It gave the report in about 1 year time, and then this national policy on IPRs was announced in 2016 in the month of May. Uh, it is in the backdrop of Creative India, Innovative India, Make in India, Digital India, Smart Cities, and Skilled India, to capturing the spirit of intellectual property stimulated growth. This was the background of having this 2016 national policy on IPRs. There are 7 key objectives. One is IPR awareness. Second is generation of IPRs. Third is legal and legislative framework. Fourth is administration and management. Next, commercialization of IPR, and then enforcement and adjudication and human capital development. So these 7 policies I'll discuss one by one in a little more detail, and so that you understand the in totality what are the policies, how we are going to achieve these 7 key objectives of the policy. In the IPR's awareness, outreach and promotion, how do you promote IPR awareness, and how do you reach out to the masses in the entire country about IPR awareness? For this purpose, the customized programs of micro, small, and medium enterprises, startups, research and development, and science and technology institutions, universities, and others So everywhere there should be some kind of programs on IPR awareness. I got involved in this IPR awareness programs way back in 1992 and 1993 and 1994 onwards. Since then, but now in 2016, it has been finally decided that government, as a part of the IPR policy, national IPR policy, there should be customized programs for all these sectors. In fact, in the year, I think around 2010, we started in the Ministry of MSME a scheme for outreach program to the entrepreneurs, MSMEs and startups. And I happened to be part of the committee, and this committee was constituted uh, with my some inputs to the concerned authorities in the government. So I had the little advantage of having been in the system as far as IPRs are concerned from 1990s. So I was generally a known person in all these circles. And then I told that we should have a micro, small, medium enterprises should be given inputs, and therefore a scheme was started there. Then reaching out to less visible and silent IP creators. This is about the grassroots level IP creators. Those who do some innovations. All of you must have heard of जुगाड़ गाड़ी. जुगाड़ वर्ड तो सबको मालूम है ना. प्लीज एक जन
Yes,
दो जन.
yes, sir.
हाँ, एक ना अनम्यूट करके मुझे हाँ तो बोल दिया करो, ठीक है. तो जुगाड़ की जो हरियाणा में जो गाड़ियां चलती हैं, वो एक उन्होंने मोटरसाइकिल का लगाया है आगे, और पीछे वो ट्रैक्टर ट्रॉली लगा दी उन्होंने बड़ी सारी. तो वो इतनी बड़ी ट्रॉली को एक मोटरसाइकिल खींच लेती है. उसमें है कि 15-20 लोग बैठ जाते हैं, खड़े हो जाते हैं. एंड if they buy a bus of that type, it will cost them 20-30 lakhs rupees, but this costs only 20,000 rupees, because the motorcycle is second hand motorcycle, और जो उसके पीछे वो बनाते हैं, that is all carpenter made things there, और व्हील लगा देते हैं उसमें, so it works very well. The जुगाड़ concept is very common and popular in India. People are very creative, so if they create something new, then they should they should be able to patent it. You have seen the coconut trees, the height is too high, and how do go at the top of the coconut tree or date tree? So there is somebody there in Kerala invented this kind of a mechanism. I'll show you later on that how a person can put in the feet, and then keeping it in this thing on the tree trunk, he can go very quickly at the top. This is a very good grassroots innovation. And for this, the problem, we talked about it, the identification of the problem. This problem was already identified for hundreds of years, but there was no solution. We had a lot of problems. The people who are, having in those areas had a lot of problems. But this particular, the some kind of simple equipment kind of a thing, you put it in the feet, and then you can very quickly climb on the top of the tree. And there you cut that kind of a knife is there. You cut the coconuts, they'll fall down. You keep cutting, and there will be some people who will keep on, taking it in the ground. So this was also one of the agenda items, that Indian competence leading to competitive advantage. We have, India, we have got competence in India that should ultimately and effectively reach out to the industry for competitive advantage internationally. And that is why I had been always emphasizing on one point, that in IITs you have got a brilliant mind of brilliant minds. Now the brilliant minds who are very creative, if they are told about what IPRs are, what is patent, what is invention, what is innovation, they can do wonders, and we'll get a competitive advantage. The people who are completing their different degrees in IITs, they will get, if they go for patenting of such innovative things, which they do it, and they should go for those innovations which are commercially worthy, so, or which are meeting the unmet needs of the people. There are so many needs of the people. People means individually or in terms of their professional activity. So as I told you, a person can climb on the tree to cut the coconuts. So similarly, there are so many types of needs of different sets of people for their professional activity where they are having some problem. So if we can identify the problems and then we can find solutions to solve those problems, those will be very, very commercially worthy innovations. And if they are patented, they would have a very good market scope of very fast adaptation. So this is what would lead to India's competitive advantage, and uh, this is what all when we say that we are the brilliant most people in the country, we are the excellent people in the country in terms of uh, you know uh, intellectual capabilities, technical skills, and everything. Then we should be able to reach out to the people at the grassroots level and solve the problems of the people in the industry and entrepreneurs so that we have competitive advantage. This will help all the inventors and innovators in earning money as well as the industry to find new solutions to compete internationally. And in the process, when it is licensed, uh, any person who has gone for such innovations can earn crores of rupees. I'll give you such examples how people have earned by inventions. And the next point of awareness is eminent personality as the ambassador. I don't remember who was the person who was chosen as the ambassador for IPR promotion. So it was decided, and I don't remember. But if you anybody can remember, or we can do some Google search, who was the eminent personality who was chosen as the ambassador for promoting IPR awareness in the whole country. Then uh, the exhibits and other means, there can be exhibitions of innovations which are being held in different universities and other places. Then they should be targeted for the industry and research and development. So the patent filing is primarily meant for industry and commercialization. On the other hand, what is happening in all Indian universities, IITs, NITs, and other institutions, that how many patent applications a professor has filed, we get our objective limited to that. How many applications have been filed by any particular professor or any research scholar or like that. So in this, I would like to say two things only, that it is not important how many you have filed. It is also important that how many of them have been granted. Because suppose there was about 2 weeks back, there was an news item that IIT Madras has filed 1,000 applications, and after that they, gave press release that IIT Madras can claim that they have reached the 1,000 mark, and 1,000 patent applications have been filed by IIT Madras. Then somebody countered it and reacted by asking, how many of the 1,000 have been granted patent? One question. Please answer this question. Second is, whatever have been gone to the grant of patent stage, how many of those have been commercialized? And what has been commercialized in totality? What is the total amount of money earned through commercialization of the transfer of technology or patents, right transfers, exclusive or non-exclusive? What is the amount you have earned? And if you remember, I told you last time that MIT earns so much that they meet salaries of about 8 or 9 people in the department who are managing all different IP matters. Their salaries, all the patent renewal fee, all kinds of renewal fees are there, everything is still they are left with some surplus. So where are we? We are saying that we are only filing this thing. Now there is a problem also, additional problem, that IIT professors, they would feel, uh, you know, they will take a greater pride in saying that I have filed 10 patent applications, out of which 5 are filed in USA, UK, etc. That is under Patent Cooperation Treaty. So they say 5 international applications, 5 Indian applications. I have filed 10 applications. So if you filed 10 applications in international applications, in totality, suppose IIT has spent 1 crore rupees in filing these applications because attorney fees are very high. How much technology transfer has taken place? How much IIT has earned? What is earning? What is the commercialization? Then it is for the people to find out how they can use our patent. That's absolutely an incorrect answer. It is not for the people. You have to say that this is something which is going to solve this problem and it is so useful, and if industry adopts it, and that kind of a thing should be marketed by IIT Delhi. And this FITT, Foundation of Innovation Technology Transfer, on the first floor of IIT main building. Most of you must have gone through that area. You can see the main purpose of setting up this thing, Foundation of Innovation and Technology Transfer. That means whatever the innovations are done in IITs, that technology should be transferred outside IIT, and whatever the requirement of innovations in the industry, that should come to IIT for further research and development, and we should find the solution. That was the main purpose of FITT. And I think I told you once that I was in charge of, as faculty in charge of FITT Extension Center in Noida. When the FITT headquarters was not set up, but its extension branch was set up in Noida at the instance of Mr. Hemant Kumar, who was the chairman of Noida Authority at that time. He was IIT Kanpur MSc Physics, and he told IIT Delhi director कि नोएडा में हालत बहुत ख़राब है, सब यूनिट बंद होते जा रहे हैं, तो please do something and we'll give you the space. So I was chosen to do the needful, and we set up an office very close to the chairman's office on the same floor. There were only about 7-8 offices, the chairman, deputy chairman, and like that, and our FITT office. So this is what happens, that we should have, reach out to this thing, and then state help, Hall of Fame, etc. If we create, we get the state help with the government initiative, a Hall of Fame. Whose names are put in the Hall of Fame? People who have done greatest innovations. So their picture with what they have done, what innovations they have done, and they will be permanently there, which will be a recognition of the good inventors, and also it will be motivating, and it will be a sense of very high degree of satisfaction among the such people who have done innovation. So these are the things which are very considered as a very strongly motivating factors. So such motivating factors will become very important. I have found in several US universities there is Hall of Fame, and in that they have a particular artist who make the sketches of the people in the Hall of Fame. Their photographs are not there. Their manually sketched pictures are there. So that is something very good initiative. Many of these universities in USA I have seen they have it. Then suitable course material should be developed. WIPO has got DL101 and let me call it, etc. And has got a diploma in IPRs, in fact, I was involved in this WIPO's DL101 program as a tutor, and we were doing very well, closely interacting. So the Worldwide Bureau of the WIPO, they asked me to, develop the course material and conduct this DL101 program in all Indian languages. But I, as an individual person, I could not have done it because it requires an organizational support. And in India, it was not possible to get such organizational support for me. So I suggested that in the distance learning education, IGNOU, Indira Gandhi National Open University, IGNOU is very well connected. It has got offices in the entire country, and the entire country we can reach out to people through this diploma. So the WIPO Worldwide Academic people came and they had a meeting with IGNOU Vice Chancellor and others, and they, in fact, de facto, they developed the course material, and that is the uh, uh, diploma is being offered by IGNOU. Even now, I think I told you last time that DL101 course is available, DL201, DL202, DL203, DL204, then DL301, 302, etc. So these are the 3-level courses are available, and DL001 is available throughout the year. You can register for that course, DL001, anytime, and you will get that course material. And I would, in fact, recommend that you please register for DL001 if it is still there. I have not checked it recently, but if it is there, please register for that course. At least you will get the latest updated course material for the course. And DL101, earlier it was free. In around 2009 or 10, it was made against $40 payment. Then in about 2017, it was again made free. I have to yet to check what is whether you can do this thing or not. It is offered, or it was being offered twice in a year. So if it is being offered twice in a year, and if the registration date is there now, you can register it if it is free. And if they ask for $80 or $40, and if you want to pay for it and then do it, you can do that also. So it depends on you. Then use of media for awareness creation. It was also decided that IP awareness should be created through through the media, print media, like through newspapers. Intellectual property is very important. Don't infringe anybody's intellectual property. It is as good as theft. So such awareness campaign should be there. In fact, Australia is very good in this kind of awareness campaigns. They have done it in the schools. They have done it for the, for the masses. And on the at the back of the truck, it is written, "Buri nazar wale tera muh kala." So there in Australia, they write backside of the thing, respect others' intellectual property as you respect their physical property. So they have got this kind of a campaign, and several other countries have got a very systematic way of developing the campaigns for reaching out to the masses, and they use the mass media, very effectively. Like, second point is about the focus on generation of IPRs to stimulate the generation of intellectual property. A comprehensive baseline of IP survey or IP audit across all sectors need to be conducted, and adopting national slogan, Creative India, Innovative India, Rachnatmak Bharat, Abhinav Bharat, and for strengthening IPR facilitation centers all over the country, so that you generate more intellectual property rights. How do we do it and what do we do it? We have to develop affordable drugs. Okay, as I told you last time that there was an injection which was to be imported in 10 crore rupees as the price. And the custom duties on that particular injection was about 6 crore rupees. So out of 16 crore rupees, they applied to the government that okay, we'll import it for 10 crore rupees, but please 6 crore additional burden should be diluted. The government of India, keeping in view that the injection was required, a patented injection for a very small child of maybe an infant. So the government of India said, okay, we'll waive that particular import of that injection from the custom duty of 6 crore rupees. But even that 10 crore rupees price of an injection is very high. So we have to develop affordable drugs through IPRs, patenting in the pharmaceutical and chemical sector, chemistry, then open source based research. All of you are aware of the open source systems. Then IP facilitation center in industries and university innovation clusters. What will be the role of the IP facilitation center in the industry and university innovation clusters? Is that the entrepreneurs or their concerned managers may not know adequately about the intellectual property rights or patents and designs and trademarks and all these things. And in the universities, if their faculty members who are doing extraordinarily good research, PhD scholars and faculty members doing very good research, and this is very commercially worthy research, which can have very high value in the international market. So these IP facilitation centers would have one well qualified person in the field of IPRs. And when this person who is expert in this area, when anybody needs any help, then he should be able to provide all that information to all the people, those who come forward to the IP facilitation center for IP consultancy. Second thing is that when the IP facilitation center would also have a facility for patent search. That is, suppose somebody says this is my innovation. So the person in the IP facilitation center should be able to go for patent search in that field. And after searching the past patents in that field, he would be in a position to tell whether this particular innovation has novelty or not. And if it is novelty, then it should get patented and it should be patented. That will be the responsibility of this IP facilitation center. Then the large corporates, that means the large corporations, they should have their own IPR sales who will be doing this thing easily, because and they should have an expertise. So most of the large pharmaceutical companies in India, they have got this kind of facility. They have developed IPR cells with having 5 to 10 people who deal with the IPRs, like in the also Times, Ranbaxy, Cadila, and all these companies. Dr. Reddy's lab, they have got people who are well trained in the field of intellectual property rights, patenting, and all that. And so many private companies have also looking at the demand. They have also initiated their IP expertise also. They have got it, and they employ people who are well versed with IPRs, like eValueServe. eValueServe, I'm sure how many of you know or you don't know eValueServe? Anyone? Please tell me.
It is software firm, right?
Not only a multi-purpose firm, it is also a consultancy firm. So eValueServe, it was started, I think, approximately 20 years back by one of the IIT Delhi graduates. उसका नाम क्या, गुप्ता, आशीष गुप्ता, सिंह गुप्ता, कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा मुझे exactly. First name Gupta. He was the founder of it. And when it normally say that these are the good firms, we generally talk of those companies who have got some direct connection with the masses people, like Paytm. It has been developed by this person, क्या नाम है उसका, Sharma, from who is a Delhi College of Engineering or DTU alumnus. नाम याद नहीं आ रहा मुझे अभी उसका. I met him also. तो जो पेटीएम, तो एवरीबडी नोज पेटीएम. सो जो पब्लिक से डीलिंग वाली कंपनी है उसमें जो सक्सेसफुल हुए हैं, कैंट आर ओ सिस्टम, तो उसको सब जने जानते हैं. बट इवेल्यू सर डजंट हैव डायरेक्ट डीलिंग विद द पब्लिक. इट इज ए more like those all educated people would know it, like uh, uh, Ernst and Young, this evaluserve or Accenture or such companies, their names are not so well known to the masses. Only those who are in the higher education sector, they know it. So the developing the affordable drugs, open source based research, IP facilitation center in the industry and university innovation clusters. Now, these IP facilitation centers have been established in almost uh, all parts of the country, all states, and several places in bigger states as per the needs. So IP facilitation center network is quite good. And if you know that there is a body of Ministry of Science and Technology, autonomous body under Ministry of Science and Technology, DST, that is TIFAC. And TIFAC is presently located in the Vishwakaran Bhavan of IIT Delhi. One side is TIFAC, other side is Department of Management Studies, that is our department. So this TIFAC has got IP facilitation centers. I think about 18 or 20 IP facilitation centers. The Ministry of MSME had promoted IP facilitation centers during the past 10 years, and they are also set up. So we prefer that they should, to make them more sustainable in character, they should be set up by the industry associations like FICCI or SHM or CII or PhD chambers or state level chambers of commerce and industry. Every state has got a apex body, which is the state level chambers of commerce and industry. And then there are different associations. So there are so many IP facilitation centers which have been opened by the Ministry of MSME in India. Then large corporates, I told you that Dr. Reddy's Lab, Cadila, Renbexy, all these companies and other big MNCs, they all have large, big labs doing research, so more R&D and subsequently patenting. Then there should be a good support system for generation of IPRs. What can be the uh, support system for generation of IPRs? There should be IPR policies in all the education institutions, industry, companies. Okay, then the MSME should generate IPRs. For this, the Ministry of MSME has said 100% reimbursement up to the extent of 5 lakh rupees will be given to the company which is filing patent application. That means the patent application cost is met. So once a person becomes aware of it, then that person will continue to focus in the direction of research and development, and more research will be done by that person. Then a startup should also have this thing, the benefit of getting some innovation and then subsequently generating their own innovations and inventions and patent applications and grant of patents and commercialize their patents. And same is true for startups. And there are some grassroots innovations done by the grassroots level innovators. I gave you some examples of Jugaad. And then CSR. What is CSR? Anybody knows?
It's a company social responsibility.
Hmm?
Corporate social responsibility.
Correct. So, under corporate social responsibility, the successful profit-making corporate sector companies should fund uh, research for innovations. Not only the research project for paper publication, but the policy-oriented research, which will lead to commercially worthy patents, applications, and patents and innovations. Then, incentive for green technologies, government, industry, everybody should focus on the green technologies, because the green technologies are marketable, sustainable, marketable, and commercially worthy worldwide. Because there is a very high focus uh, after the Kyoto Protocol. You know Kyoto Protocol? All of you know Kyoto Protocol?
No, sir.
Kyoto, you know, Kyoto is a city
Yes,
in
sir.
Japan near Tokyo.
Yes.
So, like Delhi to Chandigarh, that way. So, in Kyoto, there was a convention held, and it was agreed by all the participating countries. It was then known, it is known as Kyoto Protocol, according to which all the countries will reduce their carbon emissions by reducing their industrialization process and uh, uh, recycling of the waste and good solid waste management. They will do it, and in the process, that can be done if you adopt green technology. Green technology means it will not go for pollution. So non-polluting manufacturing processes, and if there is incentive for such research, that research is done. If you do some invention in green technology and patent it and commercialize it, later on market it, you can have a lot of financial advantage. You can earn a lot because green technologies are very well, in demand all over the world in different fields. In um, 1980s and 90s, we had a refrigerator. Uh, that technology, now just let me recall, chlorofluorocarbon. So that was highly polluting. So then onwards, it was banned. You cannot make refrigerator like earlier refrigerators, all when Kelvinator, etc. They were all using this technology. But by mid 90s, this production of such uh, refrigerators was stopped. Government said nothing doing. You cannot use this technology. It is leading to depletion of the ozone layer. So this was the problem, and then the new technology came. So that is a better technology, um, more in the direction of green technology. Not exactly green, but it is in that direction, non-polluting. Then we should generation of IPR. We should try to identify our traditional knowledge. For the traditional knowledge, digital library, traditional knowledge, digital library was created, and we should go for GI, geographical indications, and new designs, and information and communication technology (ICT). Then we should go for international systems of you know uh, there are some international treaties, global treaties, under which you file a patent application or any other IPR application in one country, you get automatic grant in all other countries without filing it. Okay, so that is the all those countries will accept it. There are some international treaties like that. The increase in domestic filing, we should focus on increase in domestic filing, because foreign filing becomes very expensive for India, but still we can go for domestic filing of patent application in India. Just to give you a figure, China is filing about 15 lakh patent applications. And how they reach this thing? In early 90s, the patent application filed by India and China was same. We have reached the level of 50,000, they have reached the level of 5 lakh or 10 lakhs, 10 or 15 lakhs. I'll tell you exactly later. These are the focus points for the generation of IPRs as per the policy, national policy on IPR. The legal and legislative framework to have strong and effective IPR laws which balance the interest of the right owners and the larger public interest. Because it is patent owners are condemned, they are criticized, they are making huge money, and public is deprived of their inventions. So the very fundamentals of IPRs are the patents are there to encourage, research and development. Patent rights is given for more inventions, more research and development funding, more research, more innovation inventions, leading to better quality of life. Now, for better quality of life, if they spend so much of millions and billions of dollars on research and development. And once there is, a company has got, say, 2000 patents. After 2000 patent filing, they go for grant of, say, 500 patents or 300 patents, out of which only 2 or 3 will be commercially worthy, and licensing of these patents worldwide are keeping their prices of their own products high, like that 10 crore rupee injection. Then they can recover the investment of all the research and development scientists and engineers who had been working for so many years for research, maybe 300 or 500, 800 people doing research for all the years. So in some years, they get such a commercially worthy patent of their own company. So uh, when they keep the price of a product high, there is an allegation that they are keeping very high, whereas it doesn't cost that much. Said the costs are of two types. One is the fixed cost, or is the variable cost. When people say that what is the cost of this any injection or anything, it is 100, 200 rupees only, not more than that. True. This is the variable cost. But what is the fixed cost which has been incurred for making this product? The fixed cost is that of plant and machinery, the loan the company has taken from the banks, the loan interest on the loan, and also the investment on research and development. So all these things become very important. So the legal and legislative framework with strong and effective IPR laws which balance the interest of rights owners with larger public interest, and there should be balance. It becomes necessary to carry out the legislative changes as may be required from time to time in the light of changing and dynamic knowledge field, including benefit of traditional knowledge to mankind and protect it from misappropriation. So these are the things which have been there, and the details of this legislation thing is how the legal and legislative framework should work. This is the review of IP laws on a regular basis and update the IPR laws as per the need of the country. Then negotiation and accession of international treaties. Uh, when the international treaties are there, the smaller countries They have two options: to sign the treaty or not to sign the treaty. But the stronger nations can influence the system to make amendments in the these treaties. So they say in this treaty, this language should have this thing, and this point should also be included, and this point can be deleted from this international treaty. And their voice is heard. Countries listen to their, uh, you know, uh, uh, what they say, such a strong countries, and then it gets incorporated also by a unanimous decision of all the countries. So uh, we should negotiate before signing any treaty, because now India is a strong country. So, and protection of Indian traditional knowledge from misappropriation, that we have discussed. Later on also we'll discuss it again, that how the wound healing property of turmeric was patented in USA. So the traditional knowledge which is misappropriated, है Uh, so that should be, we should protect our traditional knowledge. Then interplay among IP laws. There are sometimes, like I gave you the example of camera. So, but in that there was no such, interplay of the laws. They were all independent acts under which copyright could be protected, design could be protected, patent could be protected. But sometimes there is a situation that there is some, some laws, either they come in conflict with each other for some protection, or otherwise should be the interplay of different laws should be carefully looked into. And intellectual property and competition law, we have got a competition. We had earlier Competition Commission of India, and after that the competition law came in about 20 years back, which has been amended many times. So this competition law should be always kept in mind while doing any research and intellectual property creation. Then inter-authority, patent and NBA. For patent and NBA, there should be international. There should be a body to look into patent and NBA. I'm not right now getting the full form of it. I'll add that full form in our next class. So then the trade secrets, that mm, the trade secrets are something secrets. It should be well, incorporated in the system. Of course, you cannot file an application for trade secret, because then secret will no more remain secret. Then the administration and management. In the administration management, it is to modernize and strengthen service-oriented IPR administration. It should provide a good service to the users of the IPR system. The steps towards fixing and adhering timeliness for disposal of IPR applications. There was a time when the patent applications were disposed of, the grant of patent, in about 4 years. That is in the 70s, 80s. In 90s, the patent application started increasing. The number of patent examiners who were employed in the patent office, their number could not be increased, because the government system functions that how many posts are total sanctioned. If suppose 80 or 90 patent examiner posts were sanctioned in India, the total workload has become 5 times. So 1,000 patent examiners should become 5,000. And that even from 100 to making 101, even addition of one post also uh, is so difficult, because after 1996, you can note down, after 1996, government announced that there will be no additional job creation in any sector, and the people who retire, particularly in the class 3 and class 4 levels, those who retire, they will not be uh, 1 minute. Uh, those who retire, those posts will not be filled up in the government. The existing people should discharge their duties of all the people, those who retired, for them also, and no new job will be created in the government. So patent examiners, when we were filing only 1,500 or 2,000 applications, then the number of applications increased to 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. So the timelines, how could they meet the timelines? It would take 8 years or 10 years because all the applications are in the same queue. So if patent examiner examines and patent application, then it says that the patent is to be granted. If the number of applications are, say, 1,000, he can do this thing in say 3 years or 4 years. But if the number of applications is to one patent examiner given applications for examination are not 1,000 but they are 3,000, so he will take 12 years. So that is the meaning that under this thing that more examiners should be appointed. Now, how the financial Ministry of Finance should be convinced about this aspect, and they should come to compromise the reality of the day. Then creation of cell for IPR promotion and management, CPAM, cell for IPR promotion and management. This was created under DIPP. DIPP is Department for Industrial Promotion. Uh, uh, Department for Industrial Policy and Promotion. Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. It was the name given to this department until 3 years ago. But in 2019, the name 2018-19, the name got changed to DPIIT. So that is the Department of Promotion for Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT. Administration management, the main issues are copyright office was shifted from MHRD, that is Ministry of Human Resource Development, to DIPP, Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, when its name was DIPP at that time. Then IC layout from DIT, Department of Electronics and Information Technology, from DIT to DIPP. So there is only one organization in the government which deals with all types of IPRs. Then modernizing IPO, that is Indian patent offices. I showed you that pictures of Indian patent offices. I showed you or not? Do you recall? I showed you the photo of Indian patent office in the municipality building in Karol Bagh and the modern building of the patent office. Do you remember or not?
Yes, sir.
This is our modernization of Indian patent offices. Then manpower should be suitably increased. ICT infrastructure, which is also important for the smart cities. So ICT infrastructure should be good. Collaboration of intellectual property offices, IP offices, with stakeholders. They should have good collaboration. Additional knowledge, digital library is important for the patent cooperation treaty. Minimum documentation. So when you go for the documenting that under PCT application, you should also be able to say that you have gone through the TKDL and there is no conflict and no repetition, and the invention is genuine. Then common portal for IP offices. So all IP offices are linked to the same portal, so that what one is doing, other knows that what latest patent applications are being filed, because all the patent exam job is totally confidential. They are not supposed to reveal anything to anyone. It is a very strong code of conduct. They are doing a very confidential job, because you cannot reveal one person's patent application contracts to another one. Otherwise, you know, you get a patent application, you know that it is in the queue. As a patent examiner, you will examine that application after 1 year. Okay, for 1 year it is lying in the queue. In that 1 year, if you reveal this thing, photocopy to somebody else who files the same patent application in Philippines, and their system is efficient, they will grant the patent in 1 year. So then you say that the patent has already been granted there. You cannot grant the patent to the patent holder, patent applicant in India. So these are some of the important issues. Then the system was introduced in India, expedited examination. That means within 6 months they will examine the patent application and grant the patent. If it is eligible for grant of patent, then the grant will be done. This is the expedited examination, and it is for the SMEs, small medium enterprises. They can get a quick expedited examination for their patent, and then try to market it and license it out to other big companies. Then there should be more international bilateral cooperation, and we should be part of the existing international and bilateral cooperations. Then the quality, admission management should be more efficient, of a good quality. Then commercialization of the intellectual property right, get a value of IPR through commercialization. That patent which has not been taken further for commercialization is of no use. It is only an expenditure item. But if it is taken for commercialization, it is not expenditure, it is investment item. So there is an urgent need to take stock of existing IP funding by different departments and bodies of the government, like BIRAC, NRDC, and TIFAC, and take measure to consolidate the same. So then significant potential of emerging technology like nanotechnology, biotechnology, other life technologies, then green technologies, telecom technology, new materials, and space, etc. exist. So wherever this such potential exists, there we should be going for commercialization of the research. CPM at DIPP. This is the main body. CPM is the main body to implement the national IPR policy in the country. Because including copyright, all the IPRs are with the DIPP now. So DIPP, now it is DPIIT, I told you. So the CPM will act as the platform for, as facilitator, study of feasibility of an IPR exchange and IP database equipped with market analyst, funding, and intermediaries. Then further, the promotion of technology transfer, We should develop the contractual and licensing guidelines. There is a concept of patent pooling we'll discuss. That means some of the companies join together. And when companies join together and use each other's patents, and jointly they should give license to other companies to use their patents which are common to each other. So patent pooling concept is very strong. That should be done. And then cross licensing. If you are filing a patent somewhere and your patent is based on somebody else's uh, patent, then you cannot license your patent. Am I clear in what I have said? Because these are new things, you may take some time to understand. Have you understood what I said?
Yes, sir. So can you give some examples of cross-licensing?
Okay. Imagine, okay, as an example only, imagine that you are living in 10,000 years earlier times and patent system exists. And at that time, people sit only on the floors and nothing else. Palang was there, but there was no concept of chair and stool. So you invent a stool. Okay. When you invent a stool, you patent for it. Suppose you get a patent for 20 years. Every year you renew your patent for 20 years. After 5 years, some other company invents, puts a backrest on it. A company, some R&D people say that when you sit on a stool, your back is not getting any support, you get tired. So other company engineers, they put a back support and they call the new product chair and they patent it. So they cannot commercialize, they cannot license the patent of chair because the patent of chair is dependent on the patent of a stool. They can get a patent, but uh, there, it is a addition to stool. So stool ka patent is still in force. So a person who has invented chair, now after 5 more years, another company's research and people say that people sit on the chair, but when they are sitting in a proper manner, there should be some arm rest. So a person, they invented this thing and they called this new thing as the armchair. So when they invented armchair, they also patented it, but this patent of armchair, they could not license it to anyone because their patent depends on the patent of somebody else's for chair, whose patent further depends on patent of stool. So if you want to, suppose you are inventor of chair, then if you want to license out to me or someone else, you have to take a license from the patent owner on whose patent your patent is dependent. So you go to the inventor and owner of patent or stool, and then he says, okay, I'll give you the patent. I'll give you the license. So when he gives the license to the patent holder of chair, and both of them give license to the patentee of armchair. So this kind of a license by the earlier chain to the next one is known as this cross license. So the cross license concept is there. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. But then, sir, question is like, who has got the patent of chair has also got the license from the stool.
Yes. Then only he can license it out.
Okay.
So suppose the stool is sold in 100 rupees, and suppose the total demand of a stool is 1 lakh, and the inventor of chair, when he licenses to a company, a furniture company who makes the thing, the chairs, suppose they will sell also 1 lakh chairs. So the 1 lakh chair demand is not for a stool. The stool demand is 1 lakh only, not 2 lakhs. But
Correct.
stool demand plus chair demand is 1 plus 1, 2 lakhs. Okay. So the person patent owner of the stool, by giving the cross license to the patent owner of chair at some terms and conditions, will enable the patent holder of shoes to earn more money.
Correct.
Cross licensing. So he licenses and these 1 lakh chairs are sold in, 500 rupees. And they say that 5% of the MRP. So 500 to 500 rupees or 5% कितना हुआ? 25 rupees.
25 years.
So 1 lakh chairs multiplied by 25 lakh rupees. Okay.
Correct.
So this is the additional earning.
Yes. Yes.
So this now the earning of this stool patent. Now it depends on so many other factors. By having chairs in the market, what will be the decline in the demand for stools? A person who had no alternative but to buy a stool will now buy a chair. So suppose the demand declines by 50,000. The demand for stools will be only 50,000. When the demand for chairs is 1 lakh. And when the armchair comes, the demand for stools is 50,000 only, but demand for plain chairs declines from 1 lakh to 70,000, and demand for armchair increases to 80,000 from zero. So earlier it was not their new product. So all these financial calculations are done by chartered accountants, finance managers, finance people, economic people, strategy people in the corporate sector. And at the higher level, higher stages, there is no question of art, science, and commerce. Everywhere is the teamwork. Somebody has to do the finance work, somebody has to do the estimation, forecasting work, somebody has to do the technical work, and chartered accountant is the financial implication. So it is at the top level, uh, all types of expertise is getting joined. So, which point I was talking about?
So cross
Excuse
license.
me, excuse me, sir.
कहाँ चल गया क्रॉस लाइसेंस?
Hello. Excuse me, sir.
हाँ, क्रॉस लाइसेंसिंग. Yes, yes, yes. Please ask.
Sir, actually, I have a question. As you were saying, na, we can say companies can share patents with each other. So if the dispute will happen again between the companies, then how it is decided who will get the patent?
No, there is
If
no
they
dispute. See, it is. Say, I'll tell you. Suppose there is a, uh, you know, uh, motorcycle. Two friends share the motorcycle. There will be no dispute. Only thing is that suppose you need and he also need at the same time, then you can who will use it. Okay, this is about a physical property. But when it is a matter of intellectual property, whatever your patent is used by me and my patents are used by you. We have pooled the patents together. So it is not a physical property or physical product where the conflict will arise. You can use any of my patent and I can use any of your patent in making our products. And this patent pool system is very strongly being worked out in the mobile handset industry. The mobile handset, there are so many patents which are being filed by the top 10 companies. Every day there are few patents which are being filed by each company. So there are, uh, several thousand patents by each company every year. So, the technologies are such that they are, mixing up together. So these so many patents which are being filed, if they go to each other company, suppose company A goes to company B, C, D, E, F, G, H for two patents, one patent, three patents, then at the end of it, which patent is infringed, it will be very difficult for any one of them to identify. So technology are so abstract in character. So uh, they will keep on going for litigation against each other. So each company has filed 100 court cases. So how many cases are there? 10 companies means 1,000 court cases. And unnecessarily they are, wasting their money, because when you go to, any legal issues to the court, you are not a gainer. Ultimately, after 5 years, after 10 years, who the winner feels that I have lost so much of time, energy, everything, money. It would have been better if I had not gone to court. and the person who is loser is bigger loser. This is what I was told by some very, very, experienced person. Okay, that
So I have a question.
yeah,
So I have a question.
yeah. Please ask.
Let's say I'm the guy who has patent on stool, and I want and I say to the patent guy of chair that I want a 35% margin from every rupee that you want. So, but like let's say there is a dispute between how much if the terms are not agreeable in the first place.
It is
So like
it is
what
based on the
does happen in
negotiation.
that kind of
It is
situation?
negotiation. It is a negotiation, and the negotiation is that the person who is the licensee, the licensee, there are two persons, licensor and licensee. The licensor gives the license to licensee. So licensor says ki, I want 35%, but licensee says I cannot give you 35%. I will have zero profit margin then. So I can give you maximum of 5%. He said, okay, give me instead of 35, give me at least 25%. He says, it's not possible. I can give him 5% to 6% to 7%, not more than that. He said, okay, achha, give me 20%. He says, it's not possible. I can give you 6% or 7% at the most. Then he said, okay, give me 15%. Because that person whose chair patent is there, the chair patent who is taking the cross license from the stool patent holder, he knows that how much is the margin of the other party, whether that person being reasonable or unreasonable. So 35% is too unreasonable because normally it will be 5 and 10% in between. So then negotiators negotiate and they come out that what should be the price of this license. Okay. So their
And
negotiation.
sir, can you please share this?
Huh? Hello. Yes. You are not audible.
Sorry, sir. Sorry to interrupt you. Please finish.
You are not properly audible. I think there is a net connection issue at your end.
So he's saying, can you
Yes, sir.
share the
There is.
slide? Can you share the slides?
Yeah, I'll share the slides. So coming to the after
Thank you,
cross
sir.
licensing, this
So,
micro.
one
Yeah,
question I have.
yeah.
So, are there companies who are only selling patent ideas? Means they are not.
No, 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 no. Idea you can express in terms of a story, and you can copyright it. You can publish your story. All what you call it, all imaginative. What is that? Film होता है ना ये. जो मूवीज
Correct.
आती हैं वो इमेजिनेशन के ऊपर क्या बोलते हैं उसको, जो फिक्शंस होता है ना, फिक्शंस है
Correct.
ना, साइंस फिक्शन.
Mhm.
Science fiction, you can write a science fiction novel. So you have ideas. कि, you are going with your girlfriend to moon, and from moon to Jupiter, Jupiter to some other planet, and you have got so many palaces. All these ideas are there, very good ideas. You can write a good science fiction. Okay.
No, but suppose he is not. He made some proto, and then he
And
showed his
then it
demo.
is invention. It is not idea. It is invention.
So that he can. Mean, he's not commercializing that product, but is that sellable? Mean that patent idea? Or,
Certainly, you can
okay.
see the thing is you can transfer a technology. Now,
Okay.
if you go for patent, then nobody in that country where you got a patent, nobody can produce a product using that technology.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, if you go for licensing, only one company would know it. Others may not know it, and if they know it, they use it. You can't do anything about it. So you're not patented.
Okay. Okay. Right.
So patenting helps you in making your invention known to all possible buyers and users of your technology, and they're asking you to give a license to them to produce it or use your technology, and you can do that after negotiation. Okay.
Okay.
You get more profit, you more benefit, more money, more revenue. But if you transfer a technology to some company, uh, you transfer it and take money from that company. But if you're more interested in commercial gains, then you would like to patent.
Okay. Right.
In fact, there was a PhD student who did work under me. He found that the companies who are doing the technology transfer, no, this is IITs, the faculty members. The faculty members in IITs, this is a PhD in I think 2009 or so. The faculty members in IITs, those who are engaged in technology transfer, are not filing so many patent applications, and the people who are filing large number of patent applications are not enrolled in technology transfer.
So it means that who are filing more patents are means they have more commercializing their product.
No.
Or it's opposite, sir.
They were filing patent application to have more feathers in their cap. Oh, he has so many papers, so many publications,
Okay.
so many patents, and so get a social recognition, a professional recognition, and all this thing. But those who are engaged in technology transfer, they got money from the industry.
Okay.
Okay, you say, okay, this is my consultancy project, and that person is giving me 80 lakhs rupees. IT will take 30 lakhs rupees, but 50 lakhs is yours.
Correct.
But how the person who has just filed a patent application, who will give him 50 lakhs rupees? Huh?
Correct,
So
sir.
this is what we found in our PhD research study, that those who have more, filing more patent applications, they are not doing any technology transfer at all. They are
But-
just, wanting to have more prestige out of it and more promotions. And those who are really having something really worth it, those who are really worthy of developing technologies, they don't get into the hassles of patenting. They say कि वो company है, they are 3 companies are asking me to give this technology. I've developed it and I'll give it to them. They'll give me 50 lakhs rupees each. So you get 1.5 crore rupees.
Correct.
So clear-cut difference between the two sets of faculty members in IITs. And it was a study of all five old IITs,
Okay.
excluding Roorkee. So then this is the see, and another thing which I want to tell you about the patent pool. Patent pooling is done not in the table. I mean, table, the chair, stool, and armchair. The patent pooling is done where every day there is some invention. Very fast pace of invention, and it will hinder their actual work if they go into the court of law. And the patent attorneys will earn hundreds of crores rupees from these companies, and companies will not benefit at all. They will spend so much on unnecessary, legal hassles. So they go for patent pooling, where the frequency of inventions is very high, very fast, and they're very dynamic. And this is the mobile industry now. We'll discuss separately patent pooling system also. Then yes,
I have a question.
yeah.
Sir, like how the competition commission and patent like offices work together? Like there are two.
No, they don't have to work together. There is a separate role. Competition Commission of India ensure that no company shortcuts the competition. The competition should not be, should not be bypassed. You cannot do any anti-competitive practices. You cannot go for monopolization. That is the Patent Competition Commission of India's jurisdiction. At patent office jurisdiction, you file a patent application. This is your invention, and they will examine whether it is really an invention or not, and then they grant you the patent. That's it. Their matter ends there. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. Like my actual doubt was like suppose there are two like big companies and there is another third company which is not related to their market, and they develop some like technology, and they have patent for this. And this technology can potentially increase the market performance or share of those two companies. So like if the patents are tradable, and both the companies are like trying to get the license, or even transfer, like I don't know if transfer can happen, but like licensing, then
Cross
licensing it would
cross
be fine.
licensing.
Yeah,
There is no question of
licensing.
trading between the two companies. And I think you have to. I could not understand when you said trading by the two companies. What exactly is the meaning of trading of the two companies, two patents?
Sir, can the patent be sold out? Like
Yes,
that?
it is. It
Okay,
is the selling of patent is known as transfer of technology, which can be exclusive or non-exclusive.
okay,
If there
okay,
is a
sir.
patent and you say that I am transferring my technology, that means the patent exclusively, then all patent rights, economic rights are transferred to the other party. You have no right left on it because
Okay,
you
sir.
have exclusively transferred it. So that company which has got the license from you, exclusive license, can produce a good, they can use the technology, they may further modify the technology, they can do anything with that technology. Okay.
Okay, sir. So like it is not like in the domain of competition commission, like.
No. Competition commission separate, and the patent office. And patent office role is to grant the patent. After the grant of patent, the two companies give a license to each other. That is nothing in the domain of patent office. You
Okay, sir.
got a patent of stool and I got a patent of chair. Now, I ask you to give me cross license and what terms and conditions. That is between two of us. Patent office has nothing to do with it. Their role ends after grant of patent, which we have to renew every year. Up to a maximum of 20 years we can renew it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now last few points. This there should be more collaborative R&D, like in IITs everywhere. The two companies, they should do some collaborative R&D, and jointly they can have a patent which can be used by either of these companies, and further it can be licensed internationally. So such collaborations in R&D can get India competitive advantage and more money to the joint patentees. Okay, this is a collaborative research and development, like two academic institutions, two I'll complete this slide, and after that, if you want, I can uh, go ahead for a little more time. Otherwise, I'll stop after this slide of the commercialization of IPR. When I say 3/3, it is third slide of this topic. And I have found that there is a better system, because when you continue, you don't know how long it is continuing. But when you write out of say 2 slides, 3 slides, 5 slides, say 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 5/5. You also know that when it is 5/5 or 3/3, that means there is the last slide on that topic. So I suggest you also use this kind of slide title than whatever you are using. I found over a period of time that this is the best method. So now in the next point is affordable medicine. Uh, 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 it can be the public-private partnership, or it can be among the universities, NGO collaborations, but you make affordable medicines. Then streamlining regulatory processes about the commercialization of IPRs. Then promote open source softwares, including possibility of Indian um operating systems. then support financial aspects, then intellectual property valuation, transfer of technology, TOTs, transfer of technology and licensing, and facilitating investments through IP exchanges. IP exchanges, the idea is still in the early stage of development. So it is more a hypothetical thing for further development. And then needed financial or other support to intellectual property professionals. So these are some of the things how you can go for higher commercialization. Now, how many of you are there right now in the class?
So 30 people.
30. ठीक है, तो should I continue for 10 minutes more, 7-8 minutes?
Okay, sir.
These are the 2.6 and 7. So these are not very big points. I don't have to elaborate so much. Enforcement and adjudication, to strengthen the enforcement and educatory mechanism for combating IPR infringements. So there is a need to build respect for IPRs amongst the general public and to sensitize inventors and creators of IP on measures for protection and enforcement. Measures for protection and enforcement, and at the same time, enhancement of efficiency of enforcement agencies. How do you enforce a strong IPR regime? Because stronger the IPR regime, more is the foreign direct investment in a country. This has been empirically found historically that wherever there is a strong IPR enforcement system, the FDI comes easily. Then it would be desirable to adjudicate on IPR through specialized commercial courts. The traditional courts the judges are not very familiar with the IPRs. So this is a concept. Then to create value of intellectual property and respect for IPR culture by uh, explaining and demonstrating the ills of counterfeit, ills of counterfeits at all levels, including e-commerce. Then strengthening the enforcement mechanism, coordination amongst just read it. Coordination among agencies, state government manpower and infrastructure, and training for technology-based enforcement. Enforcement is also easy to go for technology-based enforcement. Then facilitate effective adjudication of intellectual property through commercial courts at appropriate level, IP modules for judges, and alternative dispute resolution system. So these are the things which are important for the good adjudication. Then 7th is the human capital development. In all academic institutions everywhere, the human capital development should be done to strengthen and expand human resources, institutions, and capacities for teaching, training, research, and skill development in IPRs. In order to harness the full potential of IPRs for economic growth, it is essential to develop an increasing pool of IPR professionals and experts. And now you recall that why the WIPO was interested in, they talked to me for having this distance learning in entire country in different languages, for which I suggested them that IGNO will be the right body for this purpose. So the human capital development should be that is the main agenda of the India's IPR policy. And for this purpose, the different institutions are being encouraged to go for human capital development. And in this case, it is strengthen RGNIIPM, that is Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management. You can write down. Rajiv Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, National Institute of Intellectual Property Management. Have you written it? Rajiv Gandhi, National Institute of Intellectual Property Management. That is Nagpur. It started in late 80s uh, in the name of uh, PIS, Patent Information Service. In late 80s, there was no internet, so we could not get any patent search through internet. So that was the Patent Information Service. If anyone in the country, any company wants the Patent Information Service, that means which are the past patents, that office would provide you. So that was the system which we started in 80s, late 80s. But then in by mid 90s, the internet became they became starting it started becoming more and more common and popular. By late 90s, it was very common and popular, and in early 2000s, all of you are born with internet in your house. So we should strengthen the Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management manpower. That means their faculty members who are the it is under the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, under the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, and the new name is DPIIT, Department for Promotion of Internal Trade and Industry. Okay, so it is in that department, and they are in the newspapers. You must find in newspapers their ad comes sometimes. Okay, this is a program for intellectual property, this thing, that thing, something, and you pay 2,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees for 1 week program, and all such ads keep coming through emails or through the uh, you know newspapers. Then IPR professorial chairs. The ministry, I had taken early initiative, so in the ministry they decided that we'll give one IPR chair professor to IIT Delhi. But then the then minister said कि he was from Allahabad, so he said कि IIT दिल्ली को बाद में जाएंगे, पहले एक इलाहाबाद यूनिवर्सिटी को दे दो IPR चेयर प्रोफेसरशिप, और अगर नॉर्थ में देंगे तो एक साउथ में दे दो, कहीं कोचीन में, कहीं पर एक त्रिवेंद्रम में, कहीं पर दे दो, तो 2 IPR चेयर प्रोफेसर देते हैं. फिर उसके बाद में आफ्टर ए फ्यू ईयर्स दे सेड कि IIT तो रह नहीं, तो IITs को भी दे देते हैं. हाँ, 3 बिगनिंग में 3, एक दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी को, एक इलाहाबाद यूनिवर्सिटी को, और एक केरला में एक यूनिवर्सिटी है, मुझे एग्जैक्टली नाम नहीं याद आ रहा है, उनको 3 को IPR चेयर प्रोफेसरशिप दी गई बाय द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ HRD. आफ्टर दैट फ्यू ईयर्स दे सेड कि जो पहले का एजेंडा था IIT दिल्ली को देने का, तो कहा कि फिर व्हाई ओनली दिल्ली, व्हाई नॉट ऑल ओल्ड 5 IITs एंड 3 ओल्ड IIMs. तो 5 IITs को और IIMs को चेयर प्रोफेसरशिप दी गई. I was MHRD IPR chair professor in IIT Delhi for 5 years. So this was through the IPR professor chair, so you do more activities. In fact, there was a committee in the ministry, they said you have done so many things as IPR chair professor. If you had not been the IPR chair professor, you would have done same number of activities or more or less. I said what all I have done is without consideration of IPR chair professorship. Because in IIT Delhi, for whatever reasons, the top management of IIT Delhi, that from my salary was coming from IPR chair professor's salary. So rather than doing some IPR work in that thing, even otherwise my salary was coming from Ministry of HRD, and now it was also coming from Ministry of HRD to the chair professor, which was from the Ministry of HRD. So it made no difference to the ministry, but no work could be done in addition to what I did. And this I did irrespective of I being on the chair or not, because no funds were released for doing any work. So then they introduced multidisciplinary IP courses for judicial academies, and national academies for administration, police, and customs. That is Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy of Administration in Mussoorie for IAS training, Sardar Patel Academy in Hyderabad for IPS training, and the customs training academies are there. There should be some multidisciplinary courses. IP should be taught well. Then progressively introduce IP at school and college level. So we had a meeting about 4 years back to introduce one chapter in the social science book of 11th, 10th class, 10th standard. So one chapter will be there on IPRs under NCERT. Then IP teaching collaboration with WIPO and WTO, etc. And then because some universities have got a collaborative training with WIPO, and people all over the world who want to go for advanced degree in IPR, they go to like Turin University in Italy, and there is one university in USA, and one in I think some other country. These are the 4 universities in the world where they've got a collaboration with WIPO, and they offer advanced programs. Then IPR to be an integral part of curriculum in legal and technical institutions like NIFT, IOS, NID, National Institute of Design in Ahmedabad, etc. So there, because designs are important, and in all IITs, NITs, engineering colleges, management institutes, etc. So the nodal agency for implementation of national IPR policy is DIPP. The respective departments and ministries to implement as role assigned by DIPP through CMAP, and DIPP is the new name is DIPP is now DPIIT, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So this is the now after this I'll come to goals of IPR system. So I think I should start it next time. Okay. So I'll just put a date here. What is the date today? 28th.
28th.
Okay, so I'll start from this further this date. So okay.
Sir, what question?
Yes.
Sir, in case of any issue or arbitration between the two countries or between for some IPR, so is there any court where this arbitration are held?
Yes, there is one in WIPO. This IP dispute resolution is there. The system is there. So they go for arbitration. If you want, I can tell you the details next time. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any other question? Please feel free to ask. Don't end the day with a doubt in mind. Okay. Because whenever this class is there, I don't have any other class afterwards. So if suppose somebody has got a doubt, others can leave the class. Those few persons who have got a particular doubt can step back and clear their doubts if they don't have a class immediately after. Okay. So don't carry back a doubt. Okay. Go with a clean slate of doubts. So So shall I close today's meeting?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
एक बार सब लोग अपनी अपनी शक्ल दिखा दो. अनेबल कर दो सबके कैमरे. ईशान, मेरा भी अनेबल कर दो. I don't have any control on my own camera.
Sir, I don't have access to enable the cameras. I have.
तो मेरे पास भी नहीं है इसका एक्सेस. क्यों नहीं हुआ? मैं तो नहीं कर सकता ना इसको.
So that individually they can enable the access.
अच्छा, तो मेरा कैमरा कौन ऑन करेगा?
So you need to do it. Click on the icon, sir.
तो वो तो हो नहीं रहा ना. वो तो बहुत देर से कर रहा हूँ मैं.
I don't know, sir. There's some.
चलो कोई बात नहीं. कुछ टेक्नोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम है. आई एम नॉट एबल टू ऑन माय कैमरा. चलो ओके देन. थैंक यू. बाय बाय. इसमें फोटो के नीचे नाम नहीं आता ना. आप लोगों का नाम नहीं आ रहा ना. हाँ, आ रहा है
आप एक बार
फोटो.
रिकॉर्डिंग बंद कर दीजिए. मे भी हो सकता है कैमरा इसलिए नहीं आ रहा होगा.
रिकॉर्डिंग किया था क्या चालू? ईशान,
Yes, sir. The class is recorded.
बंद. हाँ, रिकॉर्डिंग बंद करो तब मेरे ख्याल से मेरा कैमरा दिख जाएगा.
Just a
यस
minute.
यस सर.